Oh wow. Yeah, it's really white. Am I this pale? Man, I look like a ghost. Jesus. I wonder if there's any way I can fix this. Hmm. I probably should have looked at all of this stuff before starting the live, but screw it, we're doing it live. Okay. Maybe it's just the lighting in here. I don't know. I'm gonna try something. Okay. Just give me a second. Change the view. Maybe out of the sunlight. There we go. It's a little better. Ooh, worse. Okay. That didn't do too much. It's better, but can't block it. Anyways, let's see. It's 9:56. 9:56 a.m. It is February 1st, the 1st of February, and man, I don't know. Shoot, this is early for me. It's terrible, terribly said. Uh, yeah, I'm not really much of an early person, but you know, this is pretty bad. That sounds bad. Sounds really lazy, like a very lazy person. But I don't know. It's how I've always been kind of kind of lazy and stuff like that. But um, I don't know. Kind of waiting before I go to work. I work construction. You know, construction worker. I mean, I do different things. I mean, I went to school for welding. I went to a technical community college for welding, and it's been about a year, 2 years ever since I got out of that. About 2 years. Yeah, because I got out the end of 2014. I got out, so it's 2016 now. So yeah, 2 years, and I've only had one welding job from then. And actually, I started off as a tacker. Started off as a tacker, but you know, I was working my way up to being a welder, and I don't know, just it didn't. I like welding. Welding's fun. It's cool. It's interesting. Shiny lights. Fire. I don't know. I like welding. It's just I'm not sure if that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. Um, it's a good job, whenever the jobs are there because I'm from the South. I'm from South Louisiana, nice little city called Homa. It's a nice place. I mean, I've been here all my life. The only other time I attempted to move somewhere else, because it's just, spending your whole life here, you kind of wonder, like, what else is out there in the world, You might want to experience it. And for me, it was the first time I ever left the state, just me and my wife, you know, just to get away, to start a new life in a different state. And it was scary, but I was for it. I was all for it. And you know, it was a scary journey. We moved to anyways, I'm going off track. We moved to Orlando, Florida, and Orlando is an interesting place. It From what you think Orlando is and what Orlando really is two different things. I imagine Orlando, Florida to be what Miami, Florida is, and in my mind, I was thinking the beach and the sand and just a party, a party every day. And I actually lived about 2 miles away from Universal Studios and a little bit further than that from Disney World. And excuse me. And it's not what I thought it was. It really is not. I mean, I lived in some nice apartments because I moved in with friends, and that was a that was an experience because it was me, my wife, and our friends, which was they were a couple. Uh, it just it was interesting. It was an experience. If it's definitely something you want to you know test the waters with before just diving into the ocean, hoping you can swim. Because I don't know. I mean, some days it's different because you live with your parents, and that's one thing. You got sisters, you got brothers. That's all good and stuff. You don't have much privacy to begin with when you're moving in with your friends and whatever. Because I I didn't have a sure thing job whenever I got there. We had money in the bank and stuff like that already, so we could do the move, and it was like perfect timing and stuff, right? But I didn't have a job there, and I don't know if it was the time I went there or if this is just an all around everyday thing, which I would apply to many, 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 many places around Orlando, and no positions were being taken because I guess it. I mean, it's a very packed place. Everyone who's been living there has a position there. It just seems so crowded. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't find a job for nothing. It was terrible. But you know, everything worked out for the best. I spent a whole 2 months of spending half of the rent, putting our half of the rent in, eating food, other stuff, the essentials to living for 2 whole months. I moved to Orlando, Florida to kind of get away, to start a new life, and I thought Orlando, Florida was a good place to start. Anyways, I would look for welding jobs. I'd look for jobs at Walmart, jobs at Sam's Club, because that's where I was before when I lived in Homa. Oh. And you know it just it never really turned out to go my way. Nothing would go my way. You know, the I'm a I would like to think I'm a really nice person. My wife is a very nice person, but she does have you know she speaks her business whenever it needs to be said. But she's a quiet one too. Me and my wife are very very similar in many ways. Like we were always the quiet ones in school, and we'd never want to do many activities with other kids. We'd always stay to ourselves. We're very alike, me, my wife and I. And she couldn't handle it. I mean, being away from family for 2 months for us it was hard. It was really hard. And as much as I just wanted to stay in Florida and just try to make my life work, it was hard, man. Especially with friends. We've known these guys for about 2 years. About 2 years we've known them for, and they were good friends to us. They were very good friends. I couldn't ask for better friends. Those guys were there for us, and I'd like to think that we were there for them too. But you know, so and so happens. So and so happens. Living your life with someone else that are just friends. It's hard, man. It's really hard. It has to be a 100% thing, and we went into it about 98% sure. It wasn't 100%, and more than likely, that other 3, 4, or 5%, it's gonna get to you, and it got to us, and it was just one day. My wife was just saying, like, "What are we gonna do, Brandon?" And I was like, because I thought very long and hard, and I made the decision the other the next day that I said, you know what, let's go home. You know, this is the right thing to do. We need to go home. There's nothing here for us. There's no family. There's no job. It's and there was more going for me in Louisiana, and I guess I kind of needed this experience to say, you know what, if it's not there, why stay? You know, go back to where people love you, where you have a ground to stand on, and not hoping to land on something. You know, so. Anyways, what was I talking about? Traveling, family, Florida, back to Louisiana. Okay, yeah, back to Louisiana. Um, yeah, and we moved back, and it was the best decision that we made. We had our friends, we had our family, all hugs. They were like, "Oh, you thought that you were never coming back." Well, that was a plan, but I mean, of course, we would come back to visit and stuff, but uh, I'm just I'm way too happy here in home Louisiana than I ever was in Florida. Florida was an experience, and it's an experience that it's something I'm not gonna do unless I'm 100% sure that this needs to be done. So I mean, yeah, I can I can say that it's that was such an experience. It kind of I'm sorry, it makes me think a lot because if see, I'm doing it again. I just keep on thinking. There were so many things that was done, in our lives in Florida. Like our friends, like they worked at Universal. They came to Florida knowing that they were going to have a job at Universal Studios, and that's awesome. That's baller. But and you might be like, well, Brandon, I mean, why didn't you get a job at Universal? Well, I tried. I tried any position. I tried the Wizard World. I tried all the parks in there. I tried for janitor. Nothing. I tried for mechanic. Nah, nothing. Nothing. I tried for security over there. Nothing. I tried anything. I wanted a job. You know, I wanted to make a living, and it didn't happen. And oh, on top of moving to Florida and having all the expenses and stuff like that, we bought season passes to Universal, and we only stayed in Florida for about 2 months. And out of the whole 2 months that we stayed there, we went about 3 or 4 times. 3 or 4 times. That was it. I mean, season passes. That's like $200 each or something like that. Anyways, it was a lot of money. A lot of money. I ain't about that life anymore. you know. So I was dropping a whole lot of money. It's like, well, our friends work there, and well, come on, we're in Florida. Let's live. This is why we moved. We wanted to live, right? Well, yeah, but maybe in different circumstances. So, um, you know, I kind of wanted to make this video, and I wanted to do it live because I wanted everyone to see, what I'm like. I'll be making other videos to, you know, a better extent. I want to create good content for all of my fans. Well, as of now, I have no fans, but that's fine. I just I love entertaining people. I always wanted to be an entertainer. You know, I, a welding job and the blue collar kind of guy. I'm that guy. I can be that guy. I am that guy. But there's just so much more to me. You know, and you won't know until you go out and find it. So, you know, this is I'm kind of feeling like YouTube is a calling, and you're never gonna know until you try it. So that sounded pretty cheesy, but it's the truth. And I have many more stories, and I have a lot more adventures that I would love to experience with all of you. So, from me to you, and from me to the entire world, which me to you could be the entire world. So awkward. So, all right. Y'all have a good day. I'll have a good day. Well, at least I try. And hopefully we'll see more about this and we get to experience everything together. I'm excited and I just hope that you'll be entertained. Okay. Oh, I'm stopping the video, by the way.